Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here with Mark Adams, who's CEO of Coconut Bay Beach Resort and Spa and Serenity at Coconut Bay. And we're going to talk a little bit about this great resort, and more to the point, we want to talk about St. Lucia, where we're located at. And it's an amazing place, and you can do a lot of things from these resorts. And this is Insider Travel Report. I remember I landed at the airport and I thought, oh, I'll be in the car for maybe a half hour, an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And about 2 seconds later, I was at your resort. So it was an amazing, the transfer is really not a transfer. It's such a quick start. Talk a little bit about the advantages of your location.
Well, St. Lucia, a lot of the hotels are in the north side of the island, other hotels. And, it's a journey to get there, well over an hour and a half. And when you can arrive at Heronora International Airport here in St. Lucia and literally be sipping a pina colada within 30 minutes of arrival and checked into your room, that's
not
pretty
too bad.
unique.
Yeah, absolutely. But the other thing that's great about this location is you are close to a lot of some of the best attractions in St. Lucia. And let's talk about, in fact, we had a full day in St. Lucia the other day, and we did a Catamaran cruise, we did a visit to the botanical gardens, and we did a visit to the Sulphur Springs. And we're going to talk a little bit about with you each of these experiences. First, the Catamaran was amazing, and it gives you the view, the money shot, as they say, right? And talk a little bit about that experience on the Catamaran, which is actually the company you work with is really devoted to giving those excursions just to these resorts, right?
Oh, absolutely. We work with a hand-selected company that does all our transportation and puts together, all of the attractions we sell from here from a transportation standpoint. And, it's all hand-picked drivers, the same drivers all the time, and just give the highest quality level of service. I mean, you mentioned yesterday you win the Catamaran or the Pitons. When guests ask me what they should do when they come to St. Lucia, I said you cannot. Okay, if you don't do anything else, which you should go on a Catamaran and see the Pitons. I would have told you that. Right. And you understood from your experience yesterday why I said that. It is spectacular. The Pitons are the iconic Twin Peaks here in St. Lucia. It's a World Heritage Site, and it's one thing to see a picture of them. It's another thing to see them in person
and from the ocean,
up close. Right, yeah. And it's amazing because the Pitons, it's volcanic island, and a million years ago, long time ago, whatever it was, there was a volcanic eruption, and the result of that eruption created the Pitons in a lot of the mountains here. And what's so unique about the Pitons that a lot of people don't realize till they go is the water depth. The Grand Piton, the bigger one, I think is 2,400 feet tall. The ocean goes at least that deep as it goes into the water there, right, which gives the ocean a very, very dark cobalt blue effect. Even though the water's crystal clear, it's because the water's so deep. And as you also know, speaking of the volcano, there is a drive-in volcano.
Yeah, well, that's it, the Sulphur Springs, and I didn't know what to expect when they said a drive-in volcano. It seemed very odd, but it is true. You drive in, right?
Yeah, I mean, when people think of a volcano, they think of the big mountain volcanoes that you might find in Hawaii and places like that, that have a rim around them, and you go deep into it. This is the actual bottom of where that was before, but of course, it's not active anymore in the sense of any lava or anything like that, but there is sulfur bubbling up all the time. It is, geothermal right, environment, but all the sulfur and all the mineral springs and everything that are cultivated around that are in the location. And of course, you went to the mud baths.
Yes, well, that was sort of the highlight, I think, because we went to the mud baths, and you do get smeared with mud all over the place, right?
Yeah, and they probably explain the mud has medicinal values, and
well, we hope so, because
it's very good. I mean, you look very nice today.
Thank you, right.
And Coconut Bay is in a very great location to get to all the attractions, because from the Pitons and the mud baths and the volcanoes to
well, there's also the botanical gardens, which I really was fascinated by too. But
and we have zip lining. All of these attractions are really on the southern end of the island where Coconut Bay is, and so really you have all of these things to experience in within 30 minutes
Right.
from the resort.
So that's another advantage of location, not just the airport, right?
Absolutely. And, people, when they come to St. Lucia, it always troubles me sometimes when people don't get out and see the island. I think our most popular attraction that people take from Coconut Bay is our private island tour. To where, again, one of the drivers I mentioned that are handpicked, it's a half a day or a day for you and your wife or your family or two couples or whatever it may be, but it's private and you do what you want to do. And the driver customizes the trip as you go, so nothing is dead set that it's going to be this. And it kind of morphs into, you learn about the culture, you stop, may see churches, the driver will show you all the different fruits and vegetables, and a lot of them are very unique. We don't find some of the fruits and vegetables where we come from, and they really come away feeling the culture and wonderful hospitality of the St. Lucia people.
Well, Mark, it was a great experience yesterday to get to know little St. Lucia, which I actually had never been to before, so that was a first for me. And it's great to be staying here with you at Serenity at Coconut Bay and get a chance to look at your Coconut Bay Beach Resort and Spa. Thanks again, and we hope to come back soon.
Thank you, James. Again, we enjoyed having you. Thanks for coming.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.